All right, we'll get into a lot of the Falcons because I have questions for you, Jesse, about the Falcons. But I see this gold football that I'm
Oh
about to
yeah.
tweet out. Tell me about the gold football here.
Hey, the gold football is something special. First of all, I just want to thank Old Spice. Old Spice is the official deodorant and body wash of the NFL, and they're teaming up with the league and legends like myself. We're going down to our old alma mater in our high schools, and they're giving away the commemoratory footballs that represent guys who played in the NFL. Not played in the NFL, but also participated in the Super Bowl. So we're going to go down to Griffin there's a big pep rally there. And Old Spice have done a great job because I truly believe in the same thing they believe in, and the biggest thing about them that we both know that a big part of being successful is believing in yourself. Self-confidence is powered by good personal hygiene. When you look good, smell good, you're more confident, and that's what it's all about. So with that being said, Old Spice, I want to thank them for this opportunity. And Griffin is a special place to me because that's my second home. Born and raised in Griffin, Georgia, but Griffin has also have been 6 guys that played in Super Bowls from that little small town. So we're going to get 6 of those.
That's one heck of a accomplishment because you think of the Super Bowl and you think of how many people have been in it or how many people haven't been in it. That's a great honor for your high school.
It really is, and this give us opportunity to go back, give me an opportunity to go back and personally deliver that football, to thank the high school and thank the whole community of Griffin for everything that they have done in my life to help me to become the man I am today. And I can really appreciate it. And, being born and raised right here in the state of Georgia, playing for the Atlanta Falcons, playing at Valdosta State, it's been like a dream come true for me.
Well, if you're a Flames fan or if you're that would be Valdosta State, not Atlanta, though I am an old-school Atlanta Flames fan. Jesse knows those guys. If you're a Griffin fan, if you're a Falcons fan, you can check our Twitter. You're going to tweet it out too, Squid and Big Hugh. We tweeted out the photo of Jesse in studio with the gold football here that's going to be presented to Griffin High School. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but I want to get to your thoughts here because we've been discussing this. Look, you know better than anybody else, I would think, when it comes to the Falcons' pass rush. Maybe in the history of the Atlanta Falcons, you know better than anybody else. What do you make of the lack of pass rush? And you and I have been talking about it. They're going to flip O'Brien, Schofield, and Vic Beasley. What do they got to do to create some havoc?
You know what? Pass rush is a big deal in the league, and it has to be because this is a passing offense, a passing league at these days. And Vic Beasley he's going to be the guy that everybody want him to be. But when you're a rookie and everything you did in college really is null and void at this point, you guys learn how to rush in the NFL. And NFL is a different beast. And when you're talking to a guy like Chuck Smith, who's a specialist on teaching pass rush techniques, and when I talk to him about talent in the world, it just needs a little time. He needs a little time to be groomed. And when I judge him right now on how far he has come so far with midseason, he's everything that the Falcons probably want. But also as a fan, we want to see more sacks. But Vic can't do that by himself. So for the Falcons to produce more pressure on the quarterback and create the sacks, sometimes you have to bring a dog. A dog when you bring one extra guy. Then you bring a blitz. That's when you bring 2 extra guys. And then you mix it up until you get the offense to the point where they don't know whether you're coming, what you bring in a complete pass rush or full-out blitz. But we got to produce some type of pressure to create havoc in their pocket for the quarterback.
I know that, everybody that has played the game at this level, at the NFL level, watches it differently. For me, I always watch the defensive line. But when you're watching the games of this Atlanta Falcons offense, from a linebacker's perspective, what are some of the things that they need to do better in order to have success on the offensive side of the ball?
I try to put myself as a defensive player when I look at the Falcons' offense and what would give me the most trouble. And I think preparing for the Falcons, most time you're thinking about how powerful that offensive unit really is. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White, but then you got to be accountable for Freeman. The Atlanta Falcons can run the football. There's no doubt about it. But to win this league, you're going to have a balanced offense. You need to run the ball. And I think they got all the tools. They got all the tools to create havoc for a defensive coordinator and linebackers and defensive players. I think what they have to do in the second half of the season is just be more consistent. Be more consistent and go out there with the mindset we're coming to win. No doubt about it. They have enough talent to do that each and every Sunday.
The great Jessie Tuggle in studio with John and Hugh here. As we talk some Atlanta Falcons, he's going down to Griffin High to present the gold football. And again, we tweeted it out, and he's here courtesy of Old Spice and all the things they're going to do for the schools out here. I talked to Hugh, and Hugh can mention this. You two could talk about this, Jesse. I could see it in Hugh's eyes. I could probably see it a little bit in yours. You still want to be out there. I mean, there are times where you want to be out there. Hey, come on, you want to lace it up again. One more time for old times.
I absolutely love the game. I'm fortunate enough to have two sons that play in the league. My son Justin played with Houston Texans, and obviously Grady Jarrett with the Falcons. And when I'm there watching the games, and I'm sitting there near my jersey that hangs up in the Georgia Dome, but I'm looking down at the game. And I still want to be a part of it. I wish I could buckle it up at least one more time and just go out there and make at least one play, because just for the average fan to know, it's such a thrill, and it's a privilege to play in the NFL. And trust me, fans, when you're a player and you're on that football field, when we hear the rush and the crowd noise and all that, you're the 12th man. And it means a lot to us as players and former players. And I look back at it, it's a battle down there. I have so much respect for the players now, because the game is so physical and so hard, it's so demanding, but yet we absolutely love it.
I can say I look at it now and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I played the game at this level, and I feel honored and privileged to have did that. But I miss Tuesdays, because Tuesdays when you picked up your check.
Absolutely.
And that check was chunky. That was a chunky check. That's what I missed about the NFL.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Hugh.
Jessie Tuggle with John and Hugh.
Look, moving forward, and the Falcons have a tough schedule going ahead. Do you see this Falcons team right now as a potential playoff team?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. You start the season off extremely hot. You win the first 5 games, but you have lost the last 3 of your last 4. So now you try to find out who you really are. As players, and particularly like Matt Ryan or some of the defensive leaders on the defense, you got to look at each other, and you got to gather yourself and say, hey, listen, this thing can be really good, and head ourselves into the second half of the season, go full speed all out, and take that momentum right into the playoffs. Or do we worry about what happened over the last 2 weeks? Don't worry about the little things. All the games are close. The NFL, one thing you learn about the NFL, it's not like college football. You may face a team that's 2-9, they're playing a team that's 9-2. It's going to be a fight on Sunday. It's a challenge to win each and every Sunday in the NFL. So I think as the Falcons approach the second half of the season, they just got to stay focused on the big picture. And the big picture right now is the Colts. Each and every game who you play is the next big picture. So right now they got to figure out how to go knock the Colts off and then focus on what happened down the rest of the season after that.
I want you to go coach. Come on, you get used to. I want you to go in and raise your hand. By the way, you got 2 sons in the NFL. Any more in the pipeline?
No, that's it, my man. I got a daughter in grad school in New York.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about future Tuggles here. Maybe get Grady and your boys to produce the down line here. What are you up to these days?
You know what? I spend a lot of time traveling, watching Grady play here with the Falcons, and also traveling to Texas, watching my Justin play there. My daughter she's at school in Syracuse in New York, so I spend time with her. So obviously, I spend a lot of time at the airport, going from city to city, but it's a good thing. I like it. And then when I'm home, my wife and I, we're raising 3 dogs. It's just like humans. They run the house. And so it's been good. There's a lot of ex-players that still live here in Atlanta that get the opportunity to play golf with from time to time. So it's been good. I'm pretty fortunate that I'm able to retire in the same state I was born in.
We're talking with Jessie Tuggle here as we get ready here for the Falcons and Colts, and you're going to be at the game. Do you have season tickets, or do you got the big shindig, or what?
No, I don't have season tickets, but I'm fortunate enough, and I'm going to have to plug Miller Coors for this.
That's
because
quite all right.
I'm an ambassador with those guys, and they take care of me in the Georgia Dome in the Super Suite. So I get to hang out in the Super Suite and get a chance to watch the game from a bird's eye view. And they give me a chance to, to sit back and really enjoy the game. When I go to the game, I'm not in the suites just to sit and talk. I'm in the suite sitting there watching it at an angle like I'm watching game film. So, Hugh, you know what that's like, right?
Yeah, watching a lot of game film. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching it, and it looks live like film to me, and I'm trying to figure out and try to sit back and enjoy it as a fan. But it's just something about the competitiveness in me, and just being a retired player, I'm still trying to critique and say, man, I don't know if I'd have missed that tackle there.
That's what I was just about to ask, because it sounds like you're watching the game trying to break down that offense and see how you can pick it apart a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I guess that what makes it all fun after you play so many years. Because, like you said earlier, Hugh, I can't hardly believe I played 14 years in the NFL. As physical as the game is, as fast and as demanding as the game is, but yet I loved every minute of it. We all have problems after we lead a game, but I love every minute of it. It's a physical, hard-nosed game, and I still think it's one of the best jobs in the world to be an NFL football player.
Question.
Yeah,
no
one
question
of
at
the
all.
truly great players in the history of the Atlanta Falcons Hall of Fame, the Falcons Hall of Fame. And this gold football that he's got from Old Spice and the Super Bowl honor roll that he's going to present to Griffin High is really a cool football. Jesse, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you guys, man. I really do appreciate everything. And I want to thank Old Spice again. They've been great. I'm looking forward to going down to Griffin. So if you guys listening in Griffin, I'm headed down there today. Let's have a great pet rally, and I'm excited about it.
All right, that's going to be great fun for Griffin High School to have Jesse back in the building with this gold football to present to them. And make sure you give Bo your phone number here. We want to have you back on. Thanks, Jesse. Do appreciate it very much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything.
All right, great Jessie Tuggle here. We'll peek at Hugh's world, which has been Jesse's world here in a moment as we continue.
Awesome.
Ahead on this Falcons Friday right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.